You are now tuned in to Papi Chulo Radio, your web portal for the best in pop culture news and interviews.
I'm not Monique's mother. Ashley Lansbury's Unique's mother. Shelley Winters is Unique's mother. Sean Connery is Unique's mother. Oh, I gotta take that back. Sean Connery is Monique's boyfriend. He's 300 years old, but he's still a stud.
This is a Papi Chulo Radio special announcement. PapiChuloRadio.com is currently looking to expand its web presence, and we're looking for your help. If you're a fan of Papi Chulo Radio and its signature series, please visit GoFundMe.com/PapiChuloRadio and help us with our campaign. Every dollar amount donated will be improving the Papi Chulo Radio experience and making it more interactive and user-friendly. We thank you in advance for your support. This has been a Papi Chulo Radio special announcement. We now return you to our regularly scheduled programming. The following is a Papi Chulo Radio original program. The views and opinions expressed in the commentaries and/or interviews in the following program are solely those of the individuals and are not views of Papi Chulo Radio, its parent, affiliate, or subsidiary companies.
Welcome to Summer Camp, a PapiChuloRadio.com and iTunes exclusive. Papi Chulo Radio, pop culture on demand. I'm your host and camp director, Maurice Gatewood. Tonight on Summer Camp, we're going to explore some of Hollywood's campiest flicks, cult classic motion pictures, and fan favorite films. Please welcome my co-host, our assistant director, the hip-hop legend, Dead Lee. What's up, Dead Lee?
What up? What up? What up? Big Biz, Big Biz.
Hey. Our director of residential life, the man from the future, Legionnaire.
Got on my Tuesday panties, but I guess you knew that too.
Oh, it's going to be one of them shows. Okay. Our first aid director, putting the hurt on the man with the voice, Damien Nova.
Hi, y'all.
Howdy. And our activity leader, the artist known as Vanetta Berry. What's up, Vanetta?
Howdy, y'all.
All right. And as usual, our head chef always serving it up hot and spicy, Derek Anthony. What's up, Derek?
On tonight's menu, sushi and mint juleps.
That does not sound like a good combination.
Ew.
That's like, I hope you know a plumber.
Wow.
I work with what they give me.
That does not sound tasty.
No.
All right, y'all. Before we begin, here's one of our campers on our PA system with a few announcements on how you can interact with us via social media.
Thank you for the intro, and sorry for the microphone feedback. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/PCR Summercamp. Follow us on Tumblr, summercamp-pcr.tumblr.com. Follow Papi Chulo Radio on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, and YouTube at Papi Chulo Radio. Do you have any questions, suggestions, comments, or concerns? Email us via contact@papichuloradio.com. Help support Papi Chulo Radio financially by visiting GoFundMe.com/Papi Chulo Radio. Help support Poppy Chula Radio financially by visiting gofundme.com/PoppyChulaRadio. Are you interested in joining the Poppy Chula Radio team as an on-air personality or blog contributor? Email talent@poppychularadio.com. Binge listen to your favorite Poppy Chula Radio programs by visiting poppychularadio.com/archives. You can also download tonight's broadcast and the rest of the series through iTunes. Just search for Poppy Chula Radio Summer Camp and subscribe. Now, grab some popcorn and some snacks. It's time for your feature presentation. Back to you, camp counselors. Oh, not again. Sorry for the feedback.
Thank you. All right, it's time to fire up the film projector so that we can discuss 1988's Big Business. Here's the official synopsis of the film. In the 1940s, in the small town of Jupiter Hollow, two sets of identical twins are born in the same hospital on the same night. One set to a poor local family and the other to a rich family just passing through. The ditzy nurse on duty accidentally mixes the twins unbeknownst to the parents. Our story flashes forward to the 1980s where the mismatched sets of twins are about to cross paths following a big business deal to close down the Jupiter Hollow factory. All right.
That is inaccurate. That nurse was not ditzy. She was overworked and elderly. She was overworked and elderly. She was not ditzy.
She was high. Anyway, as usual, I will start with my usual question. Who has seen this one before? Let's start with you, Deadly.
You know, I did see Big Business before. Yeah, I did. Because I was into like those kind of movies. I like Trading Places, Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Big Business back in the day. In fact, I took a screenwriting class and I decided to like combine all those movies into one. That was my project. I said, I'm going to do a movie like this. And so my movie was called Bum Rap. And it was about a bum who traded places. His brother was rich. And, you know, there was a twin brother. There was lots. So I copied all these movies. And that's probably why.
Well, I mean, that's
screenplay
cool.
never
sold. These movies are all a copy of the original. What was that original story? The Prince and the Pauper?
There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
Comedy of error.
Story short, I saw it. I've seen it a few times.
Cool. Legionnaire?
I had seen this movie before, yes.
Okay. Derek?
I used to work in a video store. So this whole era of movies, yes, I have seen before.
Exactly.
Repeatedly.
Cool. Vanetta?
I too used to work in the movie store at Blockbuster, and yes, I also had seen this movie.
All right. And last and certainly not least, Damien.
It sounds like my name is having an orgasm when you say it.
Maybe
yeah, no, I
say your name.
No, yeah, I saw this like when it came out. Like, it was the last time I saw it. Was actually like at the theater when it came out. It was the last time. I mean, I know it's been like on TNT and shit, and it was on like in the 90s. It was like on TNT and Comedy Central a lot, but I don't remember really watching it then. But I do remember seeing it back then. So nostalgia, I guess.
Huh? I'd never seen it. So, yeah. So
who gasped?
Right. What?
That's me. I get.
Egads.
So, I bet Midler, Lily Tomlin. So you knew it was going to be some craziness.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about this cast. So we got.
Where were you in the 80s? What happened?
I was doing other stuff. I don't know. This was not something that would appeal to me anyway. This is not the type of movie I would have.
That Midler and anything.
Right.
Why did
And
you have
Lily
echo?
Tomlin on
Always
top
had
of that?
echo. Always had echo. It was like, right. Okay, so we got Bette Midler, Lily Tomlin, Fred Ward,
Oof, yummy.
who I recognize from like a million things, but didn't know his name. Edward Herman. Michelle Placido. There were and Michael Gross from Family. Was it Family? What was it called? Family Ties.
Yes.
Family Ties.
Yeah.
His
Mhm,
dad
Family
on
Ties, yeah.
Family Ties.
And his sister, Mary, was in the movie also.
Mary.
Oh yeah, man.
Was on SNL.
Mary Gross, Mary Gross. Nicholas Costa, who always played like upper crusty. You know, he'd pop up on Facts of Life as Blair's father sometimes. He always played like wealthy people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always. So there was and the boy was Seth Green.
And a young Seth
Seth
Green.
Green, yeah.
Oh
Very
my God.
young Seth Green.
Yeah.
The ugly young Seth Green. Yeah,
What?
he was an ugly kid. He was an ugly kid.
was-
I don't.
He was not an attractive kid.
I thought he looks the same. He looked like kind of the same.
I mean, he's more elvish now, but he definitely was a busted troll of a kid.
He's more elvish.
Yeah.
All of that.
I-
is horrible.
Would he
It might
choose-
look truth to it, but it's still horrible.
I
Would
can't
you-
entertain any of that.
Would he choose immortal life for you? That's the question. Okay, so we have this. Well, the main cast really was Bette Midler, Lily Tomlin, Fred Ward, and the two, I guess, associates, and
Yes.
Fabio and Michelle.
And the editing. The editing was the star in this movie. But yeah.
Yeah. The costume,
was.
the costume designers were not the stars in this movie. Okay, I
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know that I would agree with that. I think they were.
I don't know about that.
I
I don't know about that one.
I don't know.
What was your problem with the costumes?
I just Lily Tomlin. Okay, the city Lily Tomlin and the country Lily Tomlin. You would have thought there would be a little bit more contrast. I mean, of course, before they started to sort of dress alike, but I don't know. It was,
Well, that was sort of the whole way it went. It was supposed to show
Yeah.
them sort of growing into dressing like each other, sort of gradually. I mean, Bette Midler went all the way, but it was supposed to be like a gradual. Oh, they're going to end up seeing each other now because they both have on pink and pastels, and then the other ones they both have on. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like it was intentional to have
they were
sort
twins.
of yeah,
They-
like
but-
the contrast.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying that the contrast was like at the beginning of the movie where you saw a vast contrast between the two. But once they started to get more into their lifestyle, you start to see a little bit of change in the way they dressed, which I thought was interesting, the way they did that.
Now, is anyone here a twin?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Well, I just say, well, maybe their tastes were similar because they were actually blood sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you want to start off talking about the fashion of big business?
We'll go wherever you go.
Well, I mean, it was not a high fat. Even though there was some like upper crusty moments, I didn't feel like it was like. I thought Bette Midler's stuff was tailored nicely for her, but it was kind of very. It was like it was very 90s.
That whole little shoulder pad
80s.
thing was getting on my
Right.
nerves.
It was 80s.
The movie was 88.
It came out in 1988.
Well, it was
wasn't
like,
set in 2024. It was.
It was late 80s, moving into sort of 90s fashion.
Yeah.
It was an odd.
We didn't lose the shoulder pads until like 92 though.
Right, yeah. Shoulder pads.
Yeah.
And they're back.
But-
Yeah.
Everything old is new again. To quote Patsy
Yeah.
Stone, you get the clothes back from the cleaners and it's a revival.
Well, what was it? It was a few years ago, maybe 4 years ago, where the pointy shoulder pads were like the pointy ones that
Yeah.
look really strange. Those really odd ones that look like you.
I'm
still
here
have-
for a pointy shoulder pad. I'm here for a severe tight dress with a pointy shoulder pad. I am into that. I'm all the way into that. But Bette Midler looked amazing in this. Like she was. It was. I mean, the stuff that she's played in before. What was that one? That Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Was that the one she was in with Danny DeVito?
No, that was Ruthless People.
Ruthless People.
With
Okay,
Danny DeVito,
okay,
that
yeah,
was
Ruthless People. Like in that one, there's always growth in Bette Midler's characters. Like in that one, she was rich and uppity, and she didn't want to be, whatever, and that she had to sort of learn how to be a normal person. And this one is sort of the same thing, but it happens too quickly at the end. But Bette Midler, I'm sorry, the brooch, that fucking lizard brooch that she had on a lot, because I love a brooch. I love a good diamond brooch. And this bitch had on a lizard brooch that looked like it was it was like $4,000 just sitting right there on her chest. She looked like $1 million. I'm sorry. And that hat, baby. That hat.
Oh, her first scene.
Listen.
Baby, I said, Edge, yes! Gave me life. I said, all these years later, that entrance still gives me life.
Yeah.
With that fucking pencil skirt, that fucking polka dot pencil skirt. I can't. I don't even know what you're talking about. The fashions in this movie are stupid.
Okay. What did you think of Fred's looks? Of Rune's looks.
Those
When
jeans
Rune
get
walked
very
into that,
wrapped up.
when Rune walked into the hotel in those jeans, I took notice. I wasn't alone.
You were not, because I noticed that those jeans had a very interesting ride up in the back that lasted through the whole movie.
He was
notice
juicy.
Any of that. I did not look at any of that. I wasn't
I
looking.
don't know how you didn't even
Actually,
see it.
I looked at all of that. I was just like,
But Fred always had that look. No matter if he played a detective or no matter what character he played, he always had that kind of ruggedly handsome kind of look. He still looks the same to me. He does. I mean, he's older, but he still looks the same.
But he has aged well.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah. So, all right. Did anyone? Okay, since there's a group of characters and a group of us, I'm going to ask you: did anyone identify with a particular sister?
I will say for the brief 2 years that I lived in Kentucky, I did identify with Rose.
Which Rose?
The country Rose. Because it was very much how the fuck am I here? I'm sorry, not Rose, Sadie. Because it was very much how the fuck am I here? When the fuck can I leave?
How about you, Damien? Which twin are you?
I was more Rose when she got to New York City, because that wasn't me when I moved to New York. I thought everybody was like, everything was bugged. I was so paranoid when I moved to New York the first time. I was just walking around like, they got cameras in these apartments. It was really like I hated everybody that lived there. I hated everything about it. I still am not a fan of New York City, but it was like when I first moved there, it was real like dastardly hate. Like it was like don't touch me. I see you. I'm looking at you. I see you. You get from you get from behind me. You walk in front of me. That's what you do. I don't want you behind me. It was it was real that for me. So I identify with her.
So Deadly, are you country Sadie, city Sadie, country Rose, or city Rose?
I'm probably a city Rose. City Rose was just kind of like, she was pretty chillaxed. I mean, she kind of dingy, and I could be dingy at times in the big city. You know, and I always wanted a dog named Duke, so I can relate. I always wanted a dog named Duke. One of these days.
My first pet was named Duke. My first pet in life was named Duke. And they say if you're gonna be to be a porn star, it should be the first pet in the street you grew up on. So Duke,
so you're Duke what?
Pretty good. I grew up on Giddings Drive, so maybe I should have called myself Duke Driver or something, you know. So, good thing my first pet wasn't named Fluffy or
Duke Driver. That is gross.
Well, that's kind of
Oh, that has a lot of really gross connotations.
Yeah, that's a very, very specific porn video. I don't
Dookie. That's kind of the point, though.
Oh, would you be into that video? Okay, I mean, hey, two girls, one cup.
Hey, whatever blows out once, please.
You know, country Rose or city Rose, Vanetta, or Sadie.
Rose is right. I'm more on the lines of Rose than I was a Sadie. If I had to be a Sadie, it would have to be a country Sadie, but definitely City Rose, because she was just pretty like, I really think everything is cool. I think we're okay. And she was just pretty happy-go-lucky. That's usually me. And I always have issues with shoulder pads. So like it falling down in the middle of a meeting. That's me. That's definitely me.
You get muffin in your tooth too.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny.
But bump.
I guess I would have to say I'm kind of country Rose, because I can be a little spunky, and you know.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I
can see the spunk all
I
over.
can be spunky.
City Sadie was like, I mean, I can have a little bit of that too, because I like to be pulled together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like to be pulled together. So I guess a little bit of country Rose and City Sadie. So, and this was a kinky ass movie, by the way, because everybody swapped partners. Everybody, you know, it was like, what was that movie? Bob, Ted, Carol, and Alice back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Bobby.
That did not make sense to me. I don't think that country dude would have gone for City Rose. I thought he really loved country Rose.
Yeah,
that
was
just
really
not true.
I was disturbed by that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well,
But country Rose didn't really love him.
Right, exactly.
right.
The
Well, the
ending
other
was
weird thing about
That's
it,
why she
for
left
me
him without
was-
telling him.
Right.
She's like, oh, well, bye.
It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm off to do what I gotta do, and
It's
Later,
the
Gator.
same pussy.
right.
It's the same pussy. I'm gonna go over here now. I bond with this person. You better.
And how about
the weirdest part for me was that he went from the mother to the aunt. And like, you know, the boy, like explaining that to the son, I thought that's gonna be a little awkward. Like, oh, I'm
I
leaving
don't
him.
think they can even tell the boy.
I mean, they were. Well, he's older. I think they
He didn't know
were.
enough.
Yeah, he wasn't that young. How old did he
But
look?
he didn't know
10?
enough to know if that wasn't his mom.
Yeah, but I mean,
Right.
Oh, the implications.
Yes.
I guess as long as he had some money, because you know he was down for them dollars. He was like, "Look,
Right.
okay, you look like my mother and you hand me money, we're fine. I don't really.
Yeah,
I
but
was
she
like-
Long
was,
tied his butt.
she was like tying him up and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was like, wow. Because I
Who's
never
his
got
mother?
I never got cash for C's.
Yeah.
I don't even. Okay. Yeah, the implications of that ending are 80s. That's
I, mean,
fucked.
I understood them swapping the partners, but just the with the kid, the one with the kid, that just seemed weird. Like, oh, I'm fucking your aunt now.
But he saw the woman he used to know,
Hmm.
and it was his chance to have her again. So he took it.
This is true.
But I want to say this: how dirty was the fucking sister?
Who's Sadie? Sadie?
No, country road, the country sister, the other sister, who went to Room's golf tournament and was like, "Hey, Room, you, where's Rose? Oh, see, I think she should have told you.
But
She was up with in New York City."
that was scandalous. After
You dirty bitch.
after she was clear on that she was not wanting him to know.
This movie definitely had some. I mean, it did have some holes. You know,
A lot of
I almost
holes.
said holes that need to be filled, and then I remembered the group I was talking to. But yeah, there was some little plot holes here and there that, and the gay couple that they were sort of ambiguously gay, I guess.
Ambiguous.
There was
Yeah,
nothing
this is the
ambiguous
same
about
bed.
that
You don't
gayness.
have to-
Well, for that time, I mean,
Well,
that-
right.
they made
They
that-
were
80s.
clearly gay, but clearly unsexy.
Yeah.
right. Right.
Well, there are a lot
Now-
of unsexy gay couples out there. I think I think it was very representative of
That ain't
two
representation.
real gay men.
Mm-mm.
I couldn't see the two of them together as much as I could see Rune and the redhead together.
Right.
I mean, okay.
No,
I think my
could
favorite
see
line
that.
though.
I could see the older one paying Rune for sex. But I couldn't see Rune with the younger. I just couldn't see, without a transaction, I couldn't see him with any either of them. Yeah, it was just like. But I mean, when I say ambiguous, I mean, if this movie were made now, who do you think would be casting those roles?
It would be cartoony now. They will be cartoony gay because that's how they like to do it.
They would be six pack, circuit boy looking gay.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be over the top.
Before the time, they probably purposely made them not sexy.
Mm.
Because then that would have been the narrative would have changed in the movie, and they had to be silly. They had to be silly and not sexy.
Well, very successful.
But they had. I was
They
about to say,
were
but they had
that.
good jobs.
Well,
They had jobs. They hated their jobs, but they.
I mean, could you work for City Sadie?
If she was paying,
I could. She didn't seem so bad.
She was just. She was.
I'm sorry. No, City Sadie. That's right.
City said.
Yeah, she didn't seem so bad.
She was a corporate boss. She's a corporate boss.
Although the best line that she is this how we dress when we come to work? You look like a blood clot. Had me dead.
That was the best.
Her face was all over the floor. That girl's face was broken. I love it. It looked like it even looked like the actress didn't expect it. It looked like it looked like an ad lib. Like the girl was like, I'm supposed to have a line and it's gone. I don't have it anymore.
Her face got cracked.
I love how she just walked through the room insulting people, and it was so casual and carefree. It's just like unforgivingly, mean and nasty, but with finesse. She wasn't.
Only Meryl Streep could do a better job than Bette Midler at that. Like it's so good.
Yeah, like in The Devil Loves Prada.
Yeah, like it. It's so good. Oh, she was the best thing. She's the best thing in anything, as far as I'm concerned. I love this broad. I love her.
I would have to agree with you on that.
Yep. I'm there.
So did anyone have a favorite character?
The driver.
Oh,
It was funny.
Harlan. Yes.
Okay, did it surprise you when Harlan yelled at them to answer the damn phone?
No.
Uh-uh.
Because
No.
I mean, I get the feeling like, okay, so he grew up. They basically grew up as children with him. You know how back in the day the maids and the servants raised kids. You know,
Harlan was the parents' driver. He was driving the parents. He drove the parents to the hospital.
Right.
Yep.
So those girls have known him.
He was
or he has known them their whole entire life.
Right.
Yeah, and
Who
was
y'all
like a
answer the
teenager
damn
then.
phone?
but what do y'all answer that? I just thought that was funny. That's so funny. You know,
He was great.
back in the day, you know, the maid, the servants and staff, they raised the kids. A lot of them, believe it or not, a lot of them spank the kids and stuff. I mean, you wouldn't have that now, but
Well, I don't know.
yeah,
Come to Atlanta, see one of these black nannies wail on two of these white kids in a Kroger. Your mind will change.
So I did. So as far as favorite characters go, who was everyone's favorite?
I'm gonna have to say Country Sadie because she found herself.
Yeah, I could see
Country Sadie.
Yes. Because I think of all the characters, she was probably the most unhappy. And so she found herself. She found where she needed to be.
Did you guys notice
Didn't feel like she had.
a few times Lily Tomlin? I think she got confused because her southern accent was there a couple times for City Rose. I was like, girl, I think you confused.
But is Lily Tomlin Southern, like in real life?
Mm-mm.
No,
I don't think so.
I think the answer is I don't know.
she's from Detroit.
No, she's in Detroit.
She's from Detroit.
So yes.
So
Yes,
there's
with a hint of no.
there's a possibility that
Detroit
she has.
is Southern for you.
No,
Detroit
but
is
I mean,
Midwest as fuck, and it is very country there sometimes.
Country,
So.
yeah.
Really?
No, we
I didn't
are
say
not
Southern.
doing that.
As
I
in-
didn't say
We-
Southern.
We are not doing that.
I said country.
We are not doing that. We are not
As
doing
a
that.
Texas,
I didn't say there was
accent,
anything wrong with being
you-
country, but Detroit gets real
Kiss
country
my
sometimes.
Oh no.
Yes, sir. Yes. All that up in there, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Detroit, all that shit is real country sometimes.
Ooh,
Mm-mm.
but before
These are not reads; these are just
before
truths.
before we have a civil war here, the only people that I've known that have been really, really, really country who say they're from Detroit are not really from Detroit. They're from like the outlying, you know,
They're from Michigan.
areas that aren't even Detroit, you know. But you know, when it comes to us, when it comes to like people like African Americans, most of the people who, you know, they migrated from the South up there, so some of them do still sound very Southern. But
Yeah.
I don't know when I listen to her talk in real life, she does have a little bit of it. Some of her characters had Southern accents, but you know.
Yeah, she does a lot of Southern characters, like a lot.
Yeah, who knows where her parents could have been from, but I didn't notice that she kind of sounded Southern, whether she was, you know, being City
She
Road.
did.
Yeah, either
She
way,
did.
she got
She
a touch.
did.
She had a little touch of Southern in each of her characters.
But I do know that Bette Midler is from Hawaii.
Yes, she is.
Right.
Yeah, she's from Hawaii. So I was kind of impressed with her southern accent.
Well,
She was good. What was that? Her yodeling? Does Bette Midler yodel?
Yep.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah,
That was definitely
yeah.
her
She was
singing
good.
voice.
It was good. I was like,
That was not good in the city. When she did that in the city, that was not good.
no. But when she did it, not when she did it with the Calypso band, but when she did it at home.
Okay.
That was weird. That was weird.
See, Diddley did it to me again. He was like, stop talking, shut the fuck up. You're talking your bullshit. Did it again, y'all.
I'm sorry.
But when she did it at home at the the little commercial or whatever she was doing, it was good. But you're like, nah, she up in the city in New York City, yodeling.
Sidebar: Lily Tomlin's parents were Southern Baptists who moved from Paducah, Kentucky.
Oh, there you go. Bam.
Okay.
Oh, Paducah. I know what that is.
Hello.
Now that is country.
Yeah.
It's country and southern.
Yeah. Wow.
Agreed.
Okay. Mr. Salt. Now I'm deadly.
Having spent an unfortunate, uncomfortable amount of time there.
Really?
Oh God, yes.
We got to talk about that.
So, Deadly, you didn't like her yodeling in the city?
I did not like that yodeling. You know what? I did have a little problem with the writing because, okay, they had that one girl. Okay, you got to do this right because they did have City Sadie and Country Sadie popping her knuckles. But then you didn't have City Rose and Country Rose both like into food. It seemed like only City Rose was always into food. But I don't think Country Rose was into food. So them writers were kind of, they didn't get it right.
Inconsistent.
Yeah,
It would have been nice to see traits in
because
both of
they
them.
ordered some of the same stuff. Like near the end, right before the big reveal, when when they're talking to each of to the wrong sisters at the restaurant, and Country, it starts out with City Rose having the pancake,
Right.
and then she's about to order something else, and her sister tells her no. And then Country Rose comes downstairs and sits down, and the guy says, "Let me guess, you want the pancake?"
Well, I
Yeah.
did see that. that, but they could. It didn't seem like she was eating as much as City Rose. Country Rose
City
should have
Rose
been eating it more.
like that. She was probably eating her feelings because she wasn't where she was supposed to be.
I think there was an unspoken bulimia underlying storyline or something.
No, you didn't.
Like, that mother was like, "How does this bitch eat all this food and not get big?" You know, because y'all don't have the same parents. That's why. But
Sorry about
yeah,
that.
that's okay.
You all right, Kurt?
I was trying to say something and it came out as a cough instead.
You choking on a muffin, girl?
I kept getting confused as to which was City Rose and Country Rose because, like, their color palette was so very similar.
Yeah.
And the only time I could tell was when she did the little snake eyes and the shake of the wrist. But other than that, like if they were not doing that particular motion, I had a really hard time telling them apart. So anytime I saw Lily Tomlin eating, I assumed it was one or the other. I don't know if I saw Country Rose eating as much. I thought I did, though.
I think most of the scenes where you saw Lily Tomlin eating, it was City Rose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very
Again, I
confused.
think she was eating her feelings.
This is
They could have cleaned up a lot of the.
special, a new segment with Derek. Derek is our cast analyst, our cast psychiatrist. I think Rose was eating her emotions.
I do serve food, and I have been to bartending school, so I am qualified.
So. But you're right. I mean, and then Bette Midler telling her not to eat. It's like, don't be mad at her because she can eat.
She didn't just tell her not to eat. She said, "Oh, I know what your plans are. You plan on holding up in the room and making love to the pastry cart."
Right.
Oh, girl, that's just hard.
Yeah, that's late night. That's late night.
Oh.
Yeah. So, what did we think of Fabio Alberici?
Oh, he was typically European
European
trash.
That's what I was going to say. He's the typical kind of 80s European character to me.
He's not that Italian though. He's Italian, but he's not. It sounded like he was pouring it on a little bit in this movie.
I would have to agree. Yeah,
it was just
definitely
extra.
Yes, he was given very extra.
Yeah, like Antonio Banderas in Desperado. It was like you're Hispanic, but you're not.
You're Hispanic.
Quite.
Nobody's that Hispanic.
Right. You sound like He sounded like Slowpoke Gonzalez from the Looney Tunes. Like, it was bad. Like, it was. So yeah, this dude was like Super Mario Brothers Italian, and it was awful.
Yeah, well, I mean, he wasn't like giving you like pizza parlor. Hey, what's the matter with you? He wasn't giving you that. He was kind of trying to give you like Fernando. He was trying to give you like Fernando Lamas, smooth and suave, but some of his lines were, he was nasty. Talking about, let's discuss some offshore drilling. I'm like, you nasty.
Yeah, you enjoyed
when she said reading is the last thing I was thinking about doing tonight. His slime came all the way out. He's like, oh,
right.
Oh.
Exactly.
Thought he was going to start singing Pavarotti or something. It was gross.
There was some moments of Italian opera music. You know, it was very like we really needed that to realize he was Italian. You know.
Oh yeah.
But it was. He's not the worst Italian stereotype I've seen.
No.
No, I would say
not by a long shot.
But
no.
You know.
I think the movie was just a product of its time.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
No, it's just people say that a lot about, the 50s movies with black people being maids. It just makes my skin crawl.
I didn't say it was right.
No, I know you're not justifying it. It's just that phrase. The phrase.
Well, I will say this. In 1950s movies, they didn't use, even though they didn't use the term, like the negative racial terms as much as, like, they kept calling him Euro trash. I mean, I was like, whoa.
That's real 80. Now that is really 80. It's Euro trash. No one says that anymore.
You know. But I mean, that whole thing, because I remember when that became popular to refer to people as Euro trash, and that's only a byproduct of the fact that, like, a decade or two earlier, everything that came from Europe was wonderful and special, and you bow down and you worshipped it, and then Americans sort of started, becoming more like, well, if we can't have it, we gonna hate on it. So everything, people from Europe, and it didn't matter whether they were rich, poor, whatever. It was always like, oh, you're trash, you're trash, you're trash.
That is the American way.
But before then,
it ain't like us. It's garbage.
Right. But before then, everything was wonderful. So. I thought it was interesting that they used the term more than once. It's like, okay, we get it. But I thought it was funny when she didn't recognize him. The first time she said it when she didn't recognize who he was, because he'd already met Country Sadie.
Yeah.
And she was trying to be grand, not realizing who he was. What about the little concierge guy?
I was just about to say, well, apparently you get hit on a lot in this hotel. Cause,
when she knocked the shit out of him, I was like, oh my God. When she punched him.
He was ready
real.
with 2 packs of condoms.
Real.
2 packs. With 2 packs.
2 packs of condoms.
I was like,
you plan on staying for the week?
Exactly. I was like, how ambitious are you? You trying to move in.
You ain't a 2-pack condom kind of guy.
Right.
He thought he was going to be tapping that. He was like, usually I'm not attracted to angry, but she knocked the shit out of him. I was like, ouch. I would love to read some trivia about this movie of how Bette Midler accidentally really punched him, because that looked real. He really sold that.
Mm.
It's funny. Oh.
That was some good acting.
So if you could have changed anything about this movie, what would you have changed? Cast-wise?
You know, I think they should have gone. You know what I was kind of hoping, even the first time I saw it was that it would have gone the other way. It would have been cooler to see the city girls in the country.
In the country.
Yeah. That kind of fish out of water story. That might have been funnier. Because I know some of the country and the city stuff is just kind of old and played out, because country people are already, they think they're stupid, they're dumb. Like even the bidet, it's like, oh, what's that? That's a thing in a sink in the bedroom. And she's like, oh, well, I guess French people are tall or something. It's just.
Yeah, she was like, French people call it bidet.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, some of that, I think it just might have worked better as a movie if we got to see them city girls in the country. It might have been funny.
I think if they just took out the love interests altogether, I think that bogged the movie down. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't about them. Because even the end seemed tacked on. Like after everything was resolved and everything, all of a sudden there's all 4 men are standing there at the same time. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, yeah, now they all have to choose which ones they're supposed to be. It felt forced. I think that was the only thing to me that felt forced. And it made the movie more confusing, and it didn't need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like the editing was already pretty genius for 1988, the way they had them all on the same screen and sort of talking to each other, and that was impressive enough. But then you want to add these men that there's not even about them. Like I don't even like the scenes with Hood, and I call him Hood. I don't know why I like calling him Hood. Anyway, but the scenes with Hood.
Room? Are you talking about Room?
Yeah, Room.
Yes.
Because he seemed more like a Hood than a Room. But Hood, like when he was in the room with the 2 gay men, like why was that even in this movie? Like that scene did nothing for the story. It wasn't funny. The only part that was kind of funny was when the little redhead was like, "Good night, Broom." Like he was like infatuated with him.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was it. Like it was pointless. I felt like the whole men being in it at all was just really, it was nonsense. They should have been background characters, and they weren't in the background enough.
They were too prominent without enough to do. Like they were too present, but they really didn't contribute.
No.
It was like someone just standing there. They were like I mean, I thought the little part with Rune was kind of funny. Who knows what they cut out, But him doing the push-ups and
nothing. They didn't cut out anything.
you could tell that's just the way it was.
No, actually, when I saw the list, I went and bought this on Blu-ray, and it's there's nothing.
There's
no extras at all.
No
special features. Not even the cast comes back to talk about big business. I mean, no one cares.
Oh no.
Here's a scene where Rune's pajama pants actually slipped off when he was doing the push-ups.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no.
funny.
So what you're saying is the check cleared and everybody went about their business.
Right.
Yeah. Especially
But
with Bette Midler. She was probably like, you know what? Okay. And Lily Tomlin, that was her run when this movie dropped. She did that movie with Steve Martin, All of Me, where they switched bodies.
Yeah.
And
Right.
she
Was
was, I mean, that was sort of her bailiwick when this movie came out. So that was her. What was the one where she shrunk down? Incredible Shrinking Woman.
Incredible Shrinking Woman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
like
on
that
this
was.
time too?
Yeah, like that was all this era. So yeah, that makes sense for Lily Tomlin. Bette Midler, this was. I mean, it was. I guess it was a brand for Bette Midler, but it wasn't.
This was the
as
second movie to Bette's career with Touchstone.
Right.
Bette made a lot of money for Disney
This is true.
in that era, and she had like a 6-7 picture deal, and the first one was Down and Out in Beverly Hills, and the last one was
Was it Hocus Pocus?
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus, which we reviewed on this. You can look it up in our archives and hear all the crazy shit we said about that movie. But Bette Midler, she was dropping these, movies, and a lot of her movies were good, though. I mean, they were good. Beaches, and, she was she didn't disappoint.
She didn't. She didn't.
She did.
And the worst things Bette Midler can make it shine. What was that that one she did in the 90s where she was a bitch. So it was on brand. But it was where she had died, like near the beginning of the movie, where she was like a bitch and she was like a star and she was running everybody and she died and something happened with her will or something like that. I can't remember the name of that movie. She's All That. No, not that one. It's all about her. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, anything she's in, she makes me want to see it. Like, oh, Bette Midler's in it. I need to see it. So
even if it's not that good, even if it's outrageous.
Yeah.
Just like even if it's outrageous fortune. That was shade.
I mean, I call it to see it. Clearly, I know a little bit about Bette Midler because I just did that whole thing about her, big picture deal with Disney and all of that. Mm-hmm. But
I liked Outrageous Fortune.
I did too.
I saw Outrageous Fortune several times, but I didn't really care for it.
I mean, it was a launch pad for Shelley Long more than anything. I was going to say
it wasn't cinema magic, but I enjoyed it.
No, loved it.
Well, this is the portion of the show where we look and we see what awards did this movie get nominated for and possibly win. Whoa, who was that? Was that cat? I'll have you know that this movie was American Comedy Awards USA winner 1989 for Funniest Actress in a Motion Picture, leading role, Bette Midler. And an American Comedy Award nominee 1989, Funniest Actress in a Motion Picture, leading role, Lily Tomlin.
Now, what laundry room do they hold the American Comedy Awards in? Because I have never. But they were
probably they were in the same. Right. They were held in the Blockbuster that Vanetta worked at. Okay, that's what it was. Oh lordies! But the most important awards, of course, are the ones that we give out. Y'all ready?
I do believe we are ready.
So, who was the Queen of Shade?
The sister.
Sadie.
So,
Yes.
hey,
no,
so,
the sister back that got left back in the
the
country.
sister that told all her business.
Right.
Well, I was gonna
should've
pronounce the E on her, but they say Iona.
Yeah,
That was Iona, right?
yeah. Yeah, that was the shadiest bitch in the movie.
She put her business in the street, as they say. She was like, I was like, damn, she went out to New York. You know, I thought she was after Room.
I thought she was too.
I thought she was too. Yeah, like she went to his little golf thing and.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But you was there for
Kick her.
sure.
She might have been. It's just that she might not have expected him to run off chasing her.
she cracked her own face,
Right.
trying to be crafty. Trying to be crafty.
Right.
See,
I would have said the mother. Like I would have said their mother in the beginning when she was trying to.
In the beginning, yeah, she was shady.
Oh my god.
She was the librarian, don't you think? She was the librarian.
Oh yeah, her reads were epic. Yeah, them 4 lines were like, God damn it.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but yes, I would have to say she was definitely serving it in the beginning of the movie.
I mean, it was just like rapid fire too.
Yeah, it was.
Why are you driving me out here to Hicksville when I'm 40 months pregnant? I was like, girl.
She get way much.
What did she even say about the birth experience? Like it was the most.
It was the most horrible, disgusting, something.
Disgusting and exhausting experience or something like that.
As she's pinning her hair and beating her face, I said, "Girl, okay."
Listen, while she was pushing, I was gagging. Because she was, ew!
And the roses, and not to mention now that they're all reunited, and the sisters have the same name.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny.
That's because what's her name's?
Because the dad, yeah.
Rose's father is so dumb. Well, how about Rose and Sadie? I'm like, Lord Jesus.
Oh, that's real pretty.
That was bad.
You heard how many kids they had. They had the name all of them.
Right.
Exactly.
They already had 3 or 4 already, right?
They had, what did they say, 5 boys and 4 other girls.
Yeah, I was gonna say they had like 10 plus kids.
Yeah. At a
They
certain
kind of
point,
ran out of names.
you know, find a name wherever you can. We gonna name her Cracker Jack.
So what was the most?
We're gonna call her Famali.
Apple. Her name is Apple.
So our next award, the most disgusting moment.
Oh.
Maybe the sushi. Maybe the sushi moment.
Why was that?
Well, I mean, if you're not into sushi and someone gives you brings it,
That's a reach.
then you
He let you have it.
so I like at least it wasn't Dead Lee this time. Stop talking.
I guess it would be when the guy picked up both with 2 packs of condoms because I was grossed out. When he picked up one, I was like, okay. Then he picked up the second. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna throw up all over my face while I'm laying down dead.
What?
Why do you think that man can't have sex with 2 packs of condoms? Why does that gross you out? Ugly people have sex too.
I'ma shut up.
What was the That's So Retro moment?
Ooh, that polka dot suit.
You know what? I was just thinking that. I said, even though they were on point for the time, that suit was so retro.
Very dated.
Yes, that suit was very dated.
Had the nerve to have a Chanel cut. Had a Chanel cut with polka dots all over it. Stop.
But her idol, did you see her idol was Alexis Carrington?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
real talk.
So she was going big. She was going big with hats and things.
Would Alexis Carrot corpse be caught in that
I think Joan Collins is still around.
Oh yes, she has survived.
God bless her.
So far.
God bless her.
All right, let's do one more. The moment that made you gag.
Well, I think the end with all the husband changing. I'm still mad at that country dude going for City Rose. That shit just made me upset.
Who would you want him to go with?
Well, with
I want
Country
him to go back to
Rose.
his Country Rose.
Exactly, right? Vanetta Shoe.
He should have
or the redhead.
How about I sent a message to my boyfriend at the time, like, wait, if you didn't know I had a twin and you kissed her, would you know that wasn't me? Like,
No,
Right.
my feelings was hurt. I was like, we're together.
So maybe Rune and the Italian should have hooked up.
Ooh, Lord. No. Fabio ended up with the white sister.
Yeah.
That is some 70s gay porn. That sort of just whatever. Mustaches and butt hair.
I think
Did you just say butt hair?
He did.
somebody.
He did.
I think Rune had more options than most everyone else. You know.
Real talk. However, he is a jellyfish. How you just gonna go? You met this woman who you thought was the person you were talking to, but then to find out that she wasn't, and then you're standing there. You're okay with this? I would have been so confused. I was like, wait, no. You know what? I'm out. I'm not doing anybody here. Like no one wins. No one wins Rune today.
All right, y'all. Now for the moment of truth. We're going to rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10 marshmallows. And tonight, we're going to start with Dead Lee.
Well, for these kind of movies, it's probably the weakest one because I do like these kind of Trading Places kind of movies, even Freaky Friday kind of movies. You know, just fish out of water things. But it wasn't for these LA Zombie. What? But I mean, Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler, they're excellent. But it's just the script had too many holes in it, and I just didn't like where it was even going. So I'm going to give it maybe. I was going to give it a 5. I'll give it a 6.
Okay. Let's go to Vanetta.
I think the movie was really hilarious. I remember watching it when it first came out. Well, yeah, I think we watched it in the movie theater. And then, like, rewatching it now just made me giggle so much. That being said, it wasn't really confusing with the wardrobe for Roses. I was very, very confused half the time of which Rose I was looking at. Sadie was very obvious. Rose was not. For that reason, I'm giving it a 7.
Oh, that's still pretty good.
Oh.
But I agree about the Rose costumes. Legionnaire.
I'm gonna give it an 8 because I hate men who smell like beer and bean dip and making love in the back of recreational vehicles.
I think I agree with all that except the last one.
Are you okay with a little recreational vehicle loving?
Yes. Okay, let's go to Mr. Damien Nolan.
That was real quick in and out. Yes. So, I don't know. I feel like because I had not seen it since it came out, I had fonder memories of it. like whenever somebody would bring up this movie, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies of the '80s." And you know, when I watched it again, I was like, "Oh, this was not one of my favorite movies of the '80s." However, some of the editing towards the end when they're all together and that whole mirror scene, that was damn good. It was, if you really look at some of the really intricacies of what they had to do with the camera work and with visual effects, I thought it was really interesting and cool for the time. But other than that, I mean, the plot is messy. Bette Midler's amazing, but Bette Midler, it does not a movie make. So, solid 5.
Okay. And Mr. Derek Anthony.
I'm giving this movie 9 stars. 9 marshmallows, sorry. It just takes me back to a simpler time. And yeah, I'm giving it 9 marshmallows.
All right. Well, I liked it. It was a little, and I know you're all gonna giggle, but it left a lot of holes to be filled. But I do think the performances were good for the most part. I think Bette Midler did most of the heavy lifting. And yeah, it was a little janky but enjoyable. So I'll give it a 5 marshmallows. Yeah, 5.5 marshmallows. So the who gave it the highest score tonight? Was that Derek?
Yep.
The 9. That might have been your highest score of any movie so far.
Right.
I believe so.
Okay.
I am no longer the bastard.
All right. Okay, y'all. It's time for everyone to report back to your cabins. Your bunk beds are waiting for you. Join us next time for a brand new installment of Summer Camp. Once again, here's one of our campers on our PA system with a few announcements on how you can interact with us via social media.
Thank you for the intro. Binge listen to your favorite Poppy Chula Radio programs by visiting poppychularadio.com/archives. You can also download tonight's broadcast and the rest of the series through iTunes. Just search for Poppy Chula Radio Summer Camp and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/PCR Summer Camp. Follow us on Tumblr, summercamp-pcr.tumblr.com. Follow Poppy Chula Radio on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, and YouTube at Poppy Chula Radio. Do you have any questions, suggestions, comments, or concerns? Email us via contact@poppychularadio.com. Help support Poppy Chula Radio financially by visiting GoFundMe.com/poppychularadio. Help support Poppy Chula Radio financially by visiting GoFundMe.com/poppychularadio. Are you interested in joining the Poppy Chula Radio team as an on-air personality or blog contributor? Email talent@poppychularadio.com. Now, back to you, camp counselors.
Thank you. My fellow camp counselors, please wish our campers and the listeners a good night.
Good night, campers. Remember, when Mother Nature looks through her window, Jupiter Hollow is the view she loves best.
Oh my.
Good night, y'all.
Night, Sadie. Night, Rose.
Why are you so concerned about the meeting?
Mate.
Thanks for tuning in. Good night and lights out.